40 crashes in 1 year's time, the latest involving a Tallahassee police SUV. This is video you'll only see on ABC 27. Our cameras were rolling as deputies directed traffic around the scene on Thomasville Road. Now we're working to find out how it happened in the first place. I'm Kendall Brandt, your neighborhood reporter in Northeast Tallahassee. Traffic is moving along again at the intersection of Thomasville Road and McClay Road where that crash happened. But neighbors I spoke with tell me that this is one part of a large pattern.
You knew it was a crash. And it's not the first time, so we know the sound.
Gloria Arias says she was in her Killarn Estates home when a 3-car crash involving a TPD patrol car happened less than a quarter of a mile away on Sunday. I checked Tallahassee online police statistics. It's the 40th crash to happen here in 1 year.
We've had a number of accidents in our front yards by people just not watching the road.
She tells me she was not surprised this happened, with traffic on Killarney Way frequently backed up.
That's a lot of stacking up of cars and a lot of frustration builds. By the time they're that fourth car, they're going to make it across Thomasville Road any way they can.
Tallahassee police confirmed with me Monday afternoon that the crash happened as a TPD car with lights and sirens turned on traveled north on Thomasville Road. They say a car traveling from Killarney Way straight to McClay hit the patrol car. They did not specify how the third vehicle was involved. I asked local Allstate auto insurance agent Tom Patterson why this intersection sees so many crashes.
It's a perfect mixture of out of town, rush hour, shopping, school, and it's all happening at that one little junction.
And signs of those crashes can still be seen.
You can drive through that area and there's always car parts and glass on the ground. And it's hard to figure out which accident it came from.
Now, he tells me drivers are paying the price.
Because of the frequency and severity in car accidents, the base rates are going up along with inflation.
Frightening. It's really frightening.
Until those crashes stop, Arias tells me she'll be listening closely to traffic.
When I have time, I run up there as fast as I can to see if it's anybody I know.
She says lengthening the signal time for drivers traveling McClay and Killarney may help.
And I think if they would really seriously take a look at that, it would help people feel less frustrated because they could actually get out and get to work.
Law enforcement officials with Tallahassee Police Department say that there were no significant injuries reported as a result of this crash. In Northeast Tallahassee, Kendall Brandt, ABC 27. 2 pedestrians have been hit at this intersection in 10 days. I'm Kendall Brandt in the Southeast Tallahassee neighborhood. A person was hospitalized after they were hit by a car at the intersection of Capitol Circle and Appalachie Parkway Tuesday. Less than 2 weeks ago, a person was killed crossing this very street. Neighbors I spoke with tell me they worry that bad driving habits are giving way to tragedy. Drive through this intersection. You may see cars driving fast, people crossing the street, and a memorial for someone killed just 2 weeks ago. Another person hit Tuesday.
It's like an endless speedway.
People like Claudette Cromartie say they are not surprised to see this happen. She owns Chubies on Capitol Circle near Appalachie Parkway.
When I'm going home or either coming to work, there are cars that are just, I'm like, where are they going? And then we end up at the light at the same time.
She thinks impatience is causing problems.
They just go, and that's how a lot of accidents, I believe, are happening.
Tallahassee police are still investigating what caused the accident involving the pedestrian Tuesday evening. Echo Raharjo says he saw the police activity during his shift at the Crab Boat, and it's not the first time he's witnessed it.
I can see the police always there all the time because of the accident.
Data from Tallahassee online police statistics show at least 12 accidents have happened here within the last month. Cromartie says she hopes something can be done to keep drivers and pedestrians safe.
Law enforcement people have, the data that they can see, the traffic flow at certain times. And, that's when they probably need to be out here monitoring that.
For those of you who walk our Tallahassee neighborhoods often, experts at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration recommend only crossing the road at crosswalks, wearing bright, visible colors, and watching for turning vehicles. In Southeast Tallahassee, Kendall Brandt, ABC 27. A 19-year-old motorcyclist was killed here on Old Bainbridge Road more than a decade ago. Around the corner on West Tennessee Street, another biker killed earlier this week. And neighbors are pushing to make a change on our Tallahassee streets and beyond to save lives. I'm Kendall Brandt in the Northwest Tallahassee neighborhood. After losing his son, one man is using his story to advocate for less distractions behind the wheel.
Anthony was my best friend. Best friend in the world, best friend I've ever had.
That's how Demetrius Bronca remembers his son Anthony. The 19-year-old was killed here on Old Bainbridge Road in 2014 after a driver hit him on his motorcycle.
He slowed down to take a left turn, and when he did, the driver behind him didn't, and literally ran into him, ran over him, and then coasted to a stop. And all of that indicates to me that that driver was distracted.
And that's why he's been pushing since then to get a full hands-free driving law in Florida.
The only way for me to go to the grave, to breathe my last breath, is to hear Anthony in my ear telling me, "Dad, that's a life lived right. That's how you do it." That's the only way I can fathom seeing the end of my days.
Currently, Florida has a ban on handheld texting while driving and a ban on handheld use of electronic communication in work or school zones. Those laws don't ban the total handheld use of a phone in the car. But Bronca has been working with people across the state like Michelle Avola Brown with Naples Pathway Coalition to ban other distractions.
Just driving around, I see people doing so many stupid things behind the wheel, watching movies, paying bills, checking their social media, all stuff that should be done outside of the vehicle.
According to the Federal Highway Administration, distracted drivers are 23 times more likely to be in an accident than those with their eyes on the road. Just this year, at least 34 people have died in Leon County from traffic accidents.
I'm starting a grassroots campaign to get elected officials at the county level to adopt resolutions urging the legislature to do better. We've got to do better.
He's hosting Phoenix Fest Saturday, a day to celebrate his son's 30th birthday and raise money for his push. And a permanent reminder in his son's handwriting on his arm reminds him each day of why he does this work.
6 months after Anthony died, I got a handwritten note from him. And it came to me through a friend, but that handwritten note closes by saying, "Nothing is impossible. Impossible is a word used by the weak to justify giving up. Never give up. Your big brother forever, Anthony Bronca."
If you want to support the cause, Phoenix Fest is on Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. We'll include all of the details about that event in our web article at WTXL.tv. In Northwest Tallahassee, Kendall Brandt, ABC 27. Death of a student in Tallahassee is being felt in neighborhoods across our city.
He shined a tremendous light for us that we should never forget.
I'm Kendall Brandt in Tallahassee's southeast neighborhood. Rickards High senior Gavin Whitmer and his mother were killed in a crash Monday morning. I sat down with school leaders who tell me that he will leave a lasting impact on this campus and beyond.
Gavin is truly exceptional, truly exceptional.
That's how Rickards band director Emerson Young describes his student, lead drum major Gavin Whitmer.
He is one of our top leaders, but he was fair. He was one of those who was, I'm going to do it with you. Whatever I ask of you, I can do it, and I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to lead by example.
Young is one of many across the city mourning the loss of that young leader. Gavin and his mother were killed in a crash Monday on Tennessee Street while heading to play with his band in the Veterans Day Parade. Principal Douglas Cook reflects on the last conversation he had with Gavin, where they discussed the senior's bright future ahead.
I told Gavin, I said, wherever you choose to attend, you're going to be successful and you're going to do great things.
Cook says it's important to honor him and keep his legacy alive.
17 years old. Had not reached his 18th birthday. That is crushing to all of us. But we have to remember Gavin and all the great positive things he did. He shined a tremendous light for us that we should never forget.
FAMU chapter of band fraternity Kappa Kappa Psi posted this to Facebook Tuesday, saying, quote, Gavin was nothing short of a hard worker and excellent musician. Florida State's band, the Marching Chiefs, also offered their condolences on social media. But Young says Whitmer's mother, an active band volunteer, and a parent to another student at Rickards, will also be missed.
A very down-to-earth woman, very approachable, very supportive of Gavin.
He says his band community will forever remember Gavin for the leader, musician, and friend he was to all.
All around, just an inspirational figure for the other students to look up to.
Young tells me that the community will remember Gavin at a vigil held on Thursday here at Rickards High School for students, staff, and parents. In Southeast Tallahassee, Kendall Brandt, ABC 27. A true leader, friend, and beacon of positivity. That's how students describe a Rickards High senior killed in a crash this week. I'm Kendall Brandt in Tallahassee's Southeast neighborhood. Thursday evening, hundreds gathered here at Rickards High School to remember 17-year-old Gavin Whitmer.
Gavin just put an imprint on people's hearts.
From stories about friendship,
I asked Gavin would he let me braid his hair, and he said yes.
To tales about compassion and understanding.
We wish that we could hug you once more.
All of the memories personal, each story emotional, all remembering the life of Gavin Whitmer. Gavin and his mother were killed in a car crash on Tennessee Street Monday. They were headed to a Veterans Day parade.
It's definitely hard for us to be constantly reminded of going into the band room that our drum major will never walk back in there again, but at the same time, we can only just appreciate how good of a person he was.
On Thursday, hundreds showed up to a candlelight vigil honoring the life of the International Baccalaureate student. They laid flowers on the ground and stood side by side holding candles. A screen scrolled through videos and photos of the teen, all while bandmates shared how Gavin made an impact on them.
I wasn't even a freshman yet, and I didn't know how to play my instrument, but he instantly met me with kindness and a hint of humor.
His impact felt through leadership.
He never made me feel like I was, doing something wrong, because, since he was drum major, his job was to, lead and correct, but when he corrected people, he would correct his own mistakes. He was just a good person.
Taj Al-Hakim Mustafa Ali says Gavin was a friend with a bright, bubbly personality.
I wish I could hear you laugh after you played Careless Whisper on your saxophone for the 100th time. I wish I could see your smile as you hear the band progress in their musicality and their marching.
One thing was clear. Everyone who says they knew him is glad they had him in their lives. If you had a message you could send to him right now, what would it be?
The way you spoke, the way you moved, the way you just lit up everyone's life. You are truly a blessing to be in my life, and I thank God every day that I can't see you. I just thank God that I was able to meet a wonderful person like you, and I'm gonna miss you very much.
The band will now offer an award in Gavin's name to make sure that his legacy lives on. In Southeast Tallahassee, Kendall Brandt, ABC 27.